What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name is Michael Roman, aka All Fires, and well, believe it or not, Marvel Studios at D23 today did show what is being considered the first sizzle reel or teaser trailer for the upcoming Avengers Doomsday. It included a ton of audio that is almost impossible to hear, but after spending about an hour trying to sift through all of it, we've got the audio. We're going to break down exactly what took place in this trailer piece by piece, who spoke, what they said, and what it means for the upcoming film. But quick reminder to hit that sub button, leave a comment down below. That'll automatically enter you for the giveaways. It's a great way to support the channel. Stick around to the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so normally when they play footage of any kind, you guys know the deal. Either at Destination D23 like today or San Diego Comic-Con, people can take footage, but as soon as they start showing official clips, that's when you got to put your camera away. However, some people have smuggled out parts of the trailer, including the audio. We're going to start going through it now. It starts with the normal Marvel reel at the front with the Avengers music that's abruptly cut off. The first thing you hear is Thor say, "We can put together the greatest team ever." Then between that clip and the next clip of Sam Wilson saying, "If we can't see the good in each other, we've already lost the fight," there was this transition noise that sounded sort of like technology, sort of like swishing. It's basically the Doctor Doom technology noise breaking up all of the Avengers clips. So first it's Thor saying, "We can put together the greatest team ever." Then it's Sam saying, "If we can't see the good in each other, we've already lost." And that is definitely meant to be some sort of foreshadowing where there are multiple Avengers teams right now feuding over the title, and there's not really any clear leadership for Avengers on Earth. And that's basically meant to sort of be a microcosm for all the heroes we know will be fighting against each other, like say the X-Men and the Avengers, etc. You then hear Shuri saying, "Now is the time to strike." Now I want to reference that there were apparently some new clips involved with this and some new footage from behind the scenes, but really a lot of this audio sounds like it's used quotes from filming that's already been done on previous films in the Multiverse saga. The next clip we hear is from Paul Rudd's Ant-Man saying, "Will I be there when the Avengers need me? Absolutely," and what sounds like gunshots ringing out right after he's done talking. And while I'm pretty sure that quote is either from Quantumania or maybe Ant-Man and the Wasp, the next quote of Yelena Belova saying, "We stick together from now on," is definitely from the recent Thunderbolts when she's referring to Sentry. Then you hear Sam say, "That pressure, that responsibility, I want that too." Whether or not that's a pre-recorded clip, I couldn't source that in Captain America Brave New World, but it's definitely meant to foreshadow that he is going to take on the responsibility of leading the Avengers as Captain America. And really, that's why they chose the lines they did of previous dialogue from the films. We've seen something like this before with Nick Fury saying there was an idea, and then Tony Stark saying to bring together a team from one of the previous Avengers trailers. It's just basically going through all of the characters, showing who's involved, and using poignant quotes from their already existing dialogue to foreshadow what's about to come. Then you hear Red Guardian say, "This has the makings of a team that can bring light from the darkness." That's definitely from the Thunderbolts. Then there's a quote from Loki, God of Story, saying, "Raising things to the ground is easy, trying to fix what's broken is hard." Then we get the OG Professor X, Patrick Stewart, who say there are those who believe, human and mutant alike, that a war is coming. Then there was a clip of James Marsden Cyclops, definitely from one of the old X-Men movies, saying, "If anything happens, I'll take care of them." And both of these together are meant to foreshadow the coming of Doom, obviously to the X-Men timeline, and what we think is one merged Fox continuity in the 10,005. Then of course you get a clip from Pedro Pascal. This is definitely from the Fantastic Four film where he says, "We are your defenders, we will protect you." And keep in mind, Kevin Feige has already teased that some of our Avengers and maybe even some X-Men are on their way to the 828 as he was talking about the Baxter Building kitchen looking full of characters in costume and how crazy it was. So we already know that that's coming. Then you actually get some footage of the Russos on set, but behind the scenes you're not really seeing anything. This is where Paul Rudd basically crashed the film so that you couldn't see what they were filming. It was a huge gag. But then they said that this was certainly one of the biggest films they've ever worked on, maybe even bigger than Avengers Endgame, and said they were bringing together so many of our favorite heroes to face one of Earth's greatest threats, Doctor Doom. Now there was some new footage included with this. This seemed to tease a 1940s or 50s setting, implying that all the stuff we've been hearing about Peggy Carter and Steve Rogers is most likely 100% true. That's definitely the aesthetic that was given away. But as far as actual footage from Avengers Doomsday, that seems like it wasn't present at all, and if it was, it would have been very small clips. This has pretty much been Marvel's MO for a while. When they want to run out a sizzle reel for an upcoming Avengers or major crossover film, they're just going to go back to all of the footage they've got, sometimes B-roll, but sometimes just directly from the films, as you saw during this, and cut together something to hype the crowd without giving too much away, and then shoot some stuff on set. This wasn't meant to be a huge trailer or a first reveal, and as we said in our earlier coverage today, I didn't think it would be. We're used to them doing these kinds of teaser trailers. However, we are getting closer and closer, with them now being 5 months into shooting on Avengers Doomsday and taking it into next year for them preparing a first trailer. So obviously the huge question is, when are we getting the first actual teaser trailer for Avengers Doomsday? And unfortunately, I think the answer is the same as I said in my video from earlier today. We're probably going to be waiting just about another year to late July of 2026, San Diego Comic-Con Hall H. The Russos have history of bringing the Infinity War footage there. That is a fond memory for everyone in the Marvel fandom. And if I had to guess, they're probably going to replicate that, only because, remember, Doomsday doesn't come out until December of next year. However, if we're lucky, Marvel has a history, because Disney owns ESPN, of running out their first trailers at things like major sporting events, like the National Championship football game in February, or maybe even the Super Bowl, where they dropped the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer and absolutely smashed records. Even though that is going to be super early in the year, and it's definitely the case that Marvel Studios has been holding on to their trailers longer and longer now, sometimes they don't even drop them until months before, I don't think there's any way we're getting a first look footage trailer of any kind for the Super Bowl. But you never know. One other thing I will say though, and I'm pretty optimistic about this, is that usually where there is a ton of bad news coming out one after another with Marvel Studios and their scripts, we haven't really heard much about that. Yeah, I know there was that erroneous rumor making its way around the internet that everyone just assumed was two major actors that it turns out have never actually met on set. We warned you about that, guys, weeks ago that was going to morph into that, and I'm not surprised it did, but really, it seems like by all accounts, other than not having the movie finished, everything is going well, and it's been said that most actors have actually wrapped on the principal photography for now until they finish writing the movie, which to me is good news, because what they've got, they're actually happy with. You guys let me know all your thoughts down below, your reaction to any and all of this, and what you think about these sort of sizzle reels that they show behind closed doors but don't include any new footage. Does this make you mad and make you frustrated that we don't get to see it, or is it just as well since there's no new footage in there anyway? I'm all ears as always. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. All right, we are still giving away PlayStation 5s at the channel. The next one is for the next two Marvel drops. We've got one for Marvel Zombies and one for Wonder Man before the end of the year. If you want to be entered to win or for any of the other giveaways, all you got to do, hit the subscribe button because you need to be a subscriber, then leave a comment down below, and because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, the same way we're doing here, live with my voice, and the winning comments shown on screen. So please be safe and vigilant across YouTube. If you should ever get any spam, just report it directly to YouTube. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on, and as always, if you like today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name is Michael Roman. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at IamFires. Find me on all other platforms under the name AllFires. And while I would sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.